Good evening. There's a TARDIS just over there. So I'll keep this one shorter than the 11th hour, I promise. Again, found it impossible to be objective about this, so my impressions the first time round were Beast Below was a disappointment. I remember thinking at the time it was the first misstep from Moffat. With hindsight, I was wrong. I remember that I just felt a little bit disconcerted about this new companion-doctor partnership. I didn't feel the story sort of stacked up in a way that I predicted. And honestly, I was let down by the Star Whale. Oh. Yes, I was wrong. I was completely wrong. This is the closest the revival of Doctor Who has come to a new Happiness Patrol. And if you've never seen the Happiness Patrol, go and watch the Happiness Patrol. Happiness Patrol is one of my all-time favourite Doctor Who stories. And this is very similar to the Happiness Patrol. Sort of a bit police statey, a little bit sort of peculiar goings on. And even the Star Whale kind of ties in with that odd aesthetic, like just twisted, weird, peculiar aesthetic. And perhaps I wasn't ready for another Happiness Patrol when this first came around. But when we watched it tonight, I was utterly charmed, utterly charmed. I thought it was just a beautiful little story, and with fresh eyes, very Moffat, the forgetting things. I really enjoyed that, the sort of guilt, and, you know, if I was going to get deep about it, and I'm not because I'm going to keep this short, there's all sorts of parallels and things you could consider that we're ruminating on here. The whole Liz 10 thing, I absolutely adore. Basically, I rule. But the things that I just want to finish, and I am going to keep this short because 20 minutes for the last one was a bit ridiculous. The thing that's most impressed me tonight about this is it suddenly dawned on me that Matt Smith has, in his performance in Butty's second episode, the sort of magic that previous Doctors have had. And there was a little bit with Eccleston at the start, that holding hands with Rose, and I feel the earth turning and this, that and the other. And before that, there was a sort of dark magic with McCoy, wasn't there? But I'm genuinely talking about your Troughtons and your Hartnells magic. And there's some of that here. And there's just little moments where, like, when he sort of calls to Amy through the TARDIS scanner, that's an old Troughton-y trick. Troughton sort of talking through a screen. That was very, very much a Troughton thing. And the sort of sense that the Doctor is learning how to be the Doctor again. And not Matt Smith learning how to be the Doctor's learning how to be the Doctor. I loved that. I loved the fact that he was making up these rules on the fly and immediately breaking them. I really like the fact that Amy sort of straight away gets into the groove of this. She's given a big moral dilemma and immediately proves her worth by working on her intuition. Really great companion traits. And again, the Doctor interacting with children just makes sense. I really think it shows the Doctor in a lovely light, and it gives you a sense of who this Doctor is going to be. So honestly, for what could be considered a sort of quieter, a minor episode, if you like, in much the same way as the Happiness Patrol, this episode made me super happy tonight. And I think if I had any reservations the first time round, way back in the day, perhaps it was because this second episode wasn't as crash bang wallop as the 11th hour. But with hindsight, now and again, I think we all know, if anybody's watched any of these videos, I quite enjoy the quiet ones now and again. They often say a lot more about the Doctor's character than some of the big ones. Anyway, a joyous experience tonight. Very much enjoyed it.